Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel. I am Sir Muhammad Ismail and I welcome you all to my new YouTube channel Learn English with Sir Ismail. I am an English teacher, motivational speaker, professor, lecturer. In this first video we will learn about language. So the question usually raised, what language is? So let me define it. The word language is taken from the Latin word lingua and from the Greek word language, which means tongue. Now, what is the definition of language? The first definition of language is the system of sound and words used by humans to express their thoughts and feelings. Language is meant of understanding or relation, a system of communication consisting of sounds, words, and grammar, or the system of communication used by the people of a particular country or profession. Basically, there are three kinds of language and all over the world. Number one, spoken language. Number two, written language. Number three, gesture language. A language has mainly got four essential steps skill by which we can communicate. Number one, speaking. Number two, listening. Number three, reading. Number four, writing. Now let's learn introduction. The question is, what is introduction? Introduction is the noun form of introduce. So definition of introductions are here. Introduction is a process through which one is known formally to another. Greetings for the first time with nameless people is called introduction. Telling two persons' name each other is called introduction. The act of making people known formally to other called introduction. Introduction is the noun form of introduce. Introduction is a process through which one person is known properly to others. Introduction is generally divided into two groups. Number one, formal introduction. Number two, informal introduction. What is formal introduction? Formal introduction is an introduction which happens formally in formal places with whom that we don't consider them as our friends. Informal introduction. Informal introduction is an introduction which happens informally in informal places with whom that we consider them as our friends. Note, formal and informal introduction can be written as short form. Formal introduction, FML introduction, informal introduction, IFML introduction. Introduction is generally divided into two types. Number one, expected introduction. Number two, unexpected introduction. Now, what is expected introduction? Expected introduction is an introduction which is expected to happen. For example, introduction in interview, introduction in first day of the class. Unexpected introduction. Unexpected introduction is that which is not expected to happen but it happens. Examples: introduction in the park, introduction in the airport, introduction at the bus stop. Classroom or class introduction. Class introduction. Class introduction is a type of expected introduction that takes place happens within a class period. Class introduction has three stages. Number one, teacher's introduction. Number two, students' introductions. Number three, book subject course introductions. English course has three main branches. Number one, lower intermediate classes. For example, level 1 up to level 4. Number 2, intermediate class, for example, intensive class. Number 3, higher intermediate classes, for example, advanced 1 up to advanced 3. Lower intermediate classes are those classes that only show the way of speaking to students, classes that don't contain detailed structures and which teachers aren't allowed to discuss every structures in details. Number 2, intermediate class is a bridge between the lower intermediate and higher intermediate classes, or a class in which a student get used to learning structure in details. Higher intermediate classes are those classes which are ranked or categorized in high position because of certain reason. Advanced classes generally has 4 elements: grammar, reading, writing, and listening.